Hello, friends. Just wanted to come to you this morning for a brief talk. When I woke up this morning, I was looking through my social media and I found an amazing post that somebody shared from a woman who passed away last year in September from brain cancer, of all things. Um, we have this huge fear over cancer in our society, and it is one of the leading causes of death in our world today. Uh, Probably because of the stressful lives that we live in modern life compared to the uh, the way that our bodies naturally react to stresses, and it causes this kind of disorder in us. But her post was super uplifting. It was basically her social media death post. It was posted post mortem to her friends in the social media world um, as her last message. And it basically went something like, I did not try to fight cancer. Cancer did not beat me. The Western world sees cancer and other diseases as something that must be won over and something that life is more, something that makes life more important than death itself. So that brought me to an amazing thought about death and how our society does see this change in this change in our experience. Because to every coin, there's another side. So to every living life, there is a death life, um, and we tend to fear it because we just don't understand what's on the other side, and we're living in this life now that we can perceive and that our consciousness has put in front of us and showed us that, hey, uh, excuse me, I had my phone reading that post and I dropped it. But a lot, we're looking at life through the conceptualization of our own reality that we're living right now. And that dampens the spiritual momentum of the cycle that we are going through, life and death and life and death. Because no matter what, our energy keeps going on, and we have deeper forms of energy that we mostly are just not aware of. Um, so, Western society holds life way more important than death, purely, I think, just because of the fear of the unknown. But there are many stages in spirituality where we can bring memory to other lives or other forms of energy that we possess. There's parts of spirituality that bring us into reality that is the other side, is a place where our soul resides, even while we're living, but also while we are not manifesting in a physical form. So I'd love to hear mostly about what you fear about death or living. Um, and I want to have a conversation about that. Living is this moment of experiential um, process where we get to choose what we want to do in life, where we get to choose what our life experience should be, what our life purpose should be, what our true authentic self should be, who we love, how we are, how we react to everything. There's a major disconnect with most people on that. And it creates so many disorders like this huge. I was talking to somebody this morning about the pandemic or endemic anxiety disorder of our society and how we live out of fear of just being stable, out of fear of not knowing what's next, out of fear of what are other people thinking about what I'm doing. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Am I going to die thinking the last 10, 15 years were a waste of my life? Like, what am I doing? Um, and you know what? Life shouldn't be that way. Life should be about creating your own experience. You have a will, you have momentum, you have strength that all comes from that deep spiritual side that is unknown. It's on the other side that we can't see. And it comes through this physical reality that we've created. Our parents started the creation for us, and we continue that creation as we grew up. And as adults, we get to manifest any creation we want. And I say that in the aspect of we get to manifest how we react, how we appreciate or fear or control or let go of the things in our lives. So I think that this very important aspect of fearing death is something that should be looked at and should be contemplated. We shouldn't be fearful of death. We shouldn't feel like we have to fight death either. If our physical life is ready to be let go, why can't we just let it go? Why should we be shamed of dying when we can die with grace if we choose to in those most dire situations? Even those situations now in current media and politics about abortion, and it's so, there's so much fear behind this. We fear, oh my God, are we taking a life? We just don't know. Um, when does the soul start reacting to this thing within us, and what are the predicaments that are going to affect this soul's life? Like if the mother is raped and she has to have a baby, like what does the energy of that rape do to the child? Like how much does that set into the energy within it? And yeah, maybe that's the journey of the soul. Then maybe that's what that life is meant to be. But also there is a life already being affected by it, and there's so much choice and free will within us. It's hard to be able to say that one person gets to choose, or one religious path or belief or understanding of their own belief, that they get to choose how everybody is. But in reality, I feel like we all choose our own path. We all should look at death with open arms for when we're ready for it, and for when our loved ones are ready for it, so that we don't go through life fearing it, fearing loss, fearing the simple things that are inevitable: change, loss, moving forward, and having to remember things that brought us happiness before but now seem somber and emotional. Uh, let's let's work on that. Let's create a conversation around life and death as a cycle that shouldn't be ignored, as something that should be celebrated, and as just as much as a life coming into this reality should be celebrated, we should hold that same celebration to a life leaving it. And yeah, if we have cancer or if we have this debilitating disease, let's help those people if they choose that they want to fight um, what's happening to their body, and let's give them the space that creates healing energy and that creates positive things to happen within their physical being, versus stress and shame and blame that they're leaving people behind or anything like that. Like if they want to fight and if they want to live, not fight but live, let's act in a way to support that. And if they're done fighting, then let's create such a healing space that they're okay if they stay, but they're also okay if they decide to leave, and that their body just can't fight anymore. The stress of leaving this life can be more stressful than coming in. And that has a lot to do with the people around us. When we are internally the most weak, we need the support of the community. So think about that as you go through your day to day life. People who are stressed out, people who may be sick and you just don't even know about it. Are we supporting everybody that is in our community, and that is being touched by our reactions around us? So take that through your day. Um, if you have any comments, if you have any stories on life and death that you want to share, or any thoughts, I'd love to hear about them, comment on it, um, bring in other people for this conversation, and have that conversation with the people that are closest with you, what they think about death and life and what it means to them, and continue this conversation. All right. Well, this is my thought for the day. I hope it inspires you to do something that brings joy and thinking and philosophical conversation to your life. All right. Have a great one. Bye.